Okay, I'm recording now. Yo, I just went on the website. Boom. Chapter 1000 just dropped. Here we are. Chapter 1000, January 3rd. Celebrate Luffy's journey to 1000 One Piece chapters and beyond. We are live on Twitch right now with my first ever live reaction from my new apartment, no less. So I got my nice new setup with the green screen and everything. I'm not using green screen today because obviously we don't need it. However, boom, I am here. I am ready to roll. I am ready to go, and I am ready to read the chapter that I've been waiting so long to read. Thank you to everybody who didn't spoil me. Thank you to everybody who respected my wishes. I know the chapter leaked back in 2020. I know the chapter leaked last year. But thankfully, nobody spoiled me. Now, the one thing I will say before we start reading, is the fact that I wasn't spoiled on this is unbelievable. Because last year, I got spoiled on the Roger He Laughed panel, like, immediately. Immediately. So, I am wondering if maybe this chapter doesn't have a massive revelation in it. I am expecting that 1000 probably is going to have at least one major revelation. And we've been predicting a whole bunch of stuff over the course of weeks and weeks and weeks. Like, oh, it's going to be the reveal of the Will of D or something like that. But based on the reactions and the things that people have been saying to me, like non-spoilery reactions, it sounds like that's not necessarily the case with this chapter. So I'm actually kind of glad that I'm going in with that. Because obviously, you know, I love One Piece. I got the One Piece shirt, got the One Piece mug. Pillow-sama's here at the ready in case I need to scream. I know people were asking about that at the new place. Am I going to have Pillow-sama? Of course, I'm still going to have Pillow-sama. And I wanted to do something a little bit different today, by the way. Let me finish that thought first, which is that because my expectations are lower, I feel like I'm probably really going to end up loving the chapter more. But the other thing I was going to say is that today's going to be a little different because I'm still in the process of moving. So what we're going to do, we're going to do a live reaction of the chapter, then we're going to do a live review discussion, and we're just going to celebrate One Piece today. That is my plan with today's live stream. It's like I don't have the opportunity to sit down and record all this stuff right now. I'm still in the process of moving, but I can't go without doing a giant celebration for One Piece 1000. This is a milestone, and I want to start off this reaction first off by saying thank you to Ichiro Oda. Thank you for the work that you've been putting in for this. Thank you for working so hard to start off 2021 with Chapter 1000 of One Piece. I'm excited to see what's going to happen in Wano Country this year. I think Wano Country is building to be one of the best story arcs in the series. I think the anime is the best it's ever been. I'm sure we're going to get like a bunch of new One Piece projects this year as well. We got to find out more about the live action. Maybe there'll be a new game or something. So thank you, Oda. Without any further ado, we already have 2,500 people in here in the live chat on Twitch, no less. Unbelievable. So we're doing amazing today. Let's start my first ever live reaction to One Piece manga chapter 1000. Here's the second half of the color spread right here. Complete this special One Piece poster by combining it with the one included with the previous chapter. We have Luffy, Jinbei, Brook, Nami. You got the Goldie Roger skull in the back with the coins coming out of it. Absolutely beautiful. Still, you guys know my favorite color spread of the year had to be that one where Luffy was a DJ. We talked about that on my video while I was ranking all the chapters. All right. Here we go. It's like... oh. It's just amazing that we're finally here. It's like speaking as somebody who has been doing this full time for 3 years now, covering One Piece, and someone who's been doing videos on it even longer than that. And having read it since I was in junior high, like the fact that we are here, finally, at chapter 1000 of One Piece, it feels unreal. It feels unreal. But at the same time, oh man, I'm already getting emotional. This isn't good. I gotta save it. Let's start reading. Oh man. Inside the castle, 5th floor, Luffy says, oh, chapter 1000, Straw Hat Luffy. This is about the only thing we can do to help. But go ahead. The stairs to the roof are just before you. The minx, Inuarashi's 3 musketeers, chilling right there by the stairs. Thanks, Lion Viper. What is this? It's Shishilian. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten you. No, I remember. How you guys risked your lives to protect Raizo. Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. I haven't forgotten how you guys risked your lives to protect Raizo. Shishillian's already crying at the very beginning of the chapter. Oh boy. Damn. What's with these powers? Is he invincible? Yo, okay. We got more of this. We have Queen, we got King, and we got Marco. Marco grabbing both Queen and King at the same time. King screaming like an Aerodactyl. General! Easy now. Stop freaking out and let the man go. He just chucked Zoro up there. Marco chucked Zoro up there. Don't just toss me. What is going on here? Marco threw him. Whoa. We're moving through a lot of stuff. Hold on. Marco grabbing both of them, throwing Zoro up, and then we jump to Momonosuke. D. And this is in my father's journal? We got Yamato smiling. Honestly, I never truly believed that I would get the chance to meet you. Oh, and they're in front of the dragon statue that they broke. Oh, man. This is for you, of course. I picked it up out of the river at the foot of Oden Castle on that terrible day. Someone must have kept this journal safe from the burning castle. Shinobu's like, Oden's journal? It contains everything there is to know about Oden's grand life and the world that he experienced. And Momonosuke's got one single tear going down. Father. You were born on Whitebeard's ship, weren't you? Oh, I love how this is paired with all the, and you got Law and you got Kid. And then you went on Roger's ship. They said that in the future, over 20 years later, the new world would be overrun by young, powerful, new pirates. You got Kid, you got Killer. And that's just what's happening now. I believed that Ace was first and foremost among them, but when he died, I remembered something he said. That was a slip of the tongue. I wasn't supposed to say that. Excuse me? You didn't hear that. Forget about it. Anyway, don't laugh at that. Me and Sabo won't allow it. That's at the end of my little brother's dream. What? And Yamato's like, what the heck is going on? Sure. When Luffy first said it, we laughed. Oh, of course. Talking about he's going to be the Pirate King for the first time, of course. But that's okay. Nobody else can laugh. We believe in him. You can tell that Ace is a little drunk at this point, though, because you have the little swirly thing and then the circle and the sun around it, so you know he's drunk. I really, really think that Luffy can make it happen. And that's why... And Yamato jumps up on the bucket. What's the deal, Yamato? I'm not going to laugh at him. And Yamato's crying, knowing the day is going to come. Luffy is going to be the future Pirate King. He's taking over. You know that Ace is referring... You know that moment that everybody's been talking about, like, theories on and stuff, where Luffy said it the same way that Roger said it in Oden's flashback? And then they had the reaction at... I love it. I love it. Oh, man. That's literally what this is. Those are the words that the King of the Pirates spoke about. That's what they were talking about. Words that stunned Oden. In the journal of Kozuki Oden, there was a great man who said the same thing. And of course I wouldn't laugh at him. Your brother's incredible. Huh? A great man, huh? Well, that's good to hear. Maybe one day, me and Luffy should sit down with him for a drink. I bet you would have gotten along. Oh, man. Would have. Well, he's already dead. You're talking about a dead guy? And then, there you go. Wait, what? There, it's done. This is your... Oh, that's Yamato giving Ace his... What? This is your Vivre card. It's just a piece of paper. Yeah, but that piece of paper will bring us back together again. Tear off a bit of it and give it to your friends you don't want to lose track of or people that you want to meet again. Let's meet up again one day, Ace. Yamato made Ace's Vivre card? You bet. One day, Ace's card just disappeared. And shortly after that, I learned the truth from the newspaper. I learned that Ace was Roger's son. Oh my God. I'm going to say, On that little panel where it says, I learned that Ace was Roger's son, you get Luffy running up the stairs to Wano Country in the exact same way he was running up in Marineford when he was running up to try to save Ace. Oh, I'm getting chills. I learned that his little brother really had made a name for himself as a pirate. That was Luffy, the man you brought here. Boom, you see him busting down the door. This is what Oden wrote about the future. And you got Luffy standing there. Oh. Double page spread, baby. Oh, okay. All right, here we are. Luffy arrives on the roof with the other supernovas. You got Big Mom on the back of Zeus, standing next to Kaido. Law looks behind him. You have Kid. You have Killer. You have Luffy. You have Zoro. You have Law. Versus Big Mom and Kaido. Over 20 years in the future, powerful pirates leading the next generation will come swarming into the new world. If I am dead by then, they will be the ones to strike down Kaido. Oden's words resonating through the future. Here's another one. All of you stay back and watch me fight. Kid looks back and sees Luffy arriving. Zoro and Killer are silent. Straw Hat. I almost went, Mugiwara! All these fetching young heads, ripe for the taking. You got Big Mom looking down at them. And Big Mom and Kaido looking like absolute beasts on the roof. Big Mom still looking down. Lin, can you guess what this boy said he would become? Right to my face? Oh, this one's a saucy one. He talked a big game to me, too. And he destroyed my castle. You owe me an apology for that, Straw Hat. Oh, they're already making their way over it. What? He walks right by him? Oh, Luffy's looking kind of beast there, actually, with the straw hat and the cape and everything. Boy, say it again. Tell us what you're going to be right here, right now, where we can hear you. And Zoro's looking over at them as Luffy stands above Kinemon. Is Kinemon... Oh... Is Kinemon gonna die? You alright, Kinemon? I'm sorry it took me so long. He's coughing up blood. He looks pretty messed up. If they're gonna kill Kinemon like this, go to chapter 10 out of 10 forever. It already is because of the milestone, obviously. Doesn't matter what happens. Kinemon's coughing up blood. Luffy looks behind him. And it's just devastation. And you see all the scabbards on the ground. Raizo, Kiku, Denjiro, Inuarashi, Kawamatsu, Ashura Doji, Nekomamushi, Izo. Boom. All laid out. Alas, when I pass on, I have nothing to show Lord Oden but my shame. Oh my god, and Luffy and his... Oh! Will you put Wano on your back? And Luffy says, of course I will. It's my friend's country. And Kinemon's weeping. Oh my god. Kinemon's weeping. That shot of Luffy above Kinemon's body and then Kaido about to slam down his club. Sir Luffy. Oh, of course, okay. I was about to... I could feel my eyes watering up. I thought Kinemon was going to go... and then like sigh and then die like that. But no, of course. This is One Piece. Of course. What am I talking about? Law, hey, get him out of there. Boom. Snap of the finger. Law. All right. Now they're safe. There you go. All right. Scabbards are safe. No deaths here. There you go. I should have known. How long have I been doing this? Come on, Oda. I should have known. I should have known. I should have known. I should have known. I'm not even mad. I should have known. All right. There you go. They're snapped out of there. Whoa. What's going on here? Hold on. So, Kinemon got snapped out because of Law. Luffy's jumping up in the air. Gear 3 against Kaido? Huh? And you got more of the Beast Pirates on the ground. Gear 3, Gum. What? Oh, he's thinking back to all the moments with the Scabbards. The Raizo is safe moment. We would never sell a comrade to an enemy. You got Momonosuke screaming, I want to defeat Kaido. All of the different dreams and hopes and aspirations of all of Oden's retainers are going through Luffy's head. We crossed through time to arrive here from the Wano of 20 years ago. The friendly oddball of Abisu Town shall make his final grand journey. Dude, that moment. Yasu's death. The fire of rebellion still burns. The sparks have not gone out. We got Old Man Hyo. We got the rest of the retainers. Lord Oden, beloved by all, was taken to the flower capital as a criminal. Tried and executed. Kaido's glaring at him. Luffy's going down. This is going to be a new attack. For sure, it has to be. But it's weird that it's Gear 3, but alright. It looks like there's fire coming off of it, so it's going to be a new Red Hawk or something. Alright. Slamming into Kaido's face. You see an exclamation point box. Kaido appears to be coughing up blood. Looks like a Gear 3 attack. Red Rock. Red Rock? Kaido, what are you doing? How could you let him hit you like that? Oh! Oh! I am Monkey D. Luffy. And I'm the man. And you get a shot of Luffy looking like Joy Boy, who will surpass you to become the king of the pirates. And you've got Luffy standing there in silhouette, holding the straw hat with the cape flowing behind him. Kaido and Big Mom looking shook right now. I am Monkey D. Luffy, and I'm the man who will surpass you to become the king of the pirates. Slamming down with the Red Rock right into Kaido. So it's called Gear 3 Gum Gum Red Rock. Like rock like the bird? It's ROC, so it's like rock like the bird. I have a question. Chat, I have a question. I want to know this, chat. I'm curious. When the scans for this came out, was Red Rock translated like Red Rocks? And people were going, Rocks Pirates, oh my god, Rocks Pirates, references, whatever. I want to know if that was the case. Or did people understand that this is sort of a play on how there was already Red Hawk and now there's Red Rock? No, it was also translated correctly. Good. That's what I like to hear. Good. That's what I like to hear. Dude, I mean, that shot of Luffy punching down on Kaido is pretty amazing. Where you got the fire coming off of it, Kaido's head literally burning, the smoke ring around Luffy as he's like jumping in midair, slamming down on him. Next chapter hits January 17th, so we're on break again. You know what, though? Oda deserves this break. Honestly. Yo, shoutouts to the 3,000 plus people in the Twitch chat right now. Yo! Red Rock. I am Monkey D. Luffy, and I'm the man who will surpass you to become the king of the pirates. Beautiful. I mean, first and foremost, I think for what this chapter symbolizes, I think chapter 1000 was going to be good no matter what. There was going to be a good moment for Luffy or a major character no matter what. It's going to be something that people love. But, because I got to do this, because this is my job, and it would be unfair of me to not be honest in this moment. Did this live up to my expectation for 1000? Not totally. Not completely. The way they were building everything up for so long, saying, oh, this is going to be like the greatest chapter of all time. It's really, to me, 999 hit harder than this. I almost feel like the stuff with the fish fruit reveal and all that was like more shocking to me. Not to say this is a bad chapter at all. Of course it's an excellent chapter. It's a good Luffy chapter. We haven't had a good Luffy chapter in a while. He got a new attack. It's interesting that it's a Gear 3 attack. That's a little odd. But I mean, obviously the stuff with the scabbards was really powerful. You know, seeing all the different mirrors between Joy Boy and the Pirate King and Roger and Luffy. Like, I love all that stuff. Seeing Ace in the flashback with Yamato handing Ace the Vibra card. It's great. It's a good chapter. But again, I would be lying if I said, I understand why people were somewhat underwhelmed now. I do. I think it's really good, and I'm just excited for the moment. I'm here to soak in the moment of chapter 1000. But I would be lying if I said I thought this was like the greatest chapter of all time. Because it's good. It's a good chapter of One Piece. It's a very good chapter. I got exactly what I needed out of it, is how I feel right now. I feel like I got exactly what I needed out of it. Got a good moment for Luffy. You know, you get some chills going down your spine as you're reading it. I think when it hits in the anime, it's going to be really good. I don't know if it's going to hit a milestone in the anime either. They're going to try to time up chapter 1000 with like episode 1000 or something. I don't even know what episode number we're on in the anime right now. But I think now, I don't know if 1000 is going to be the volume ender. I feel like if 1000 is the volume ender, it's going to hit even harder. Because you get all the build up from 999, all the stuff with the scabbards, Luffy finally arriving on the roof, and then bam, Red Rock attack, end of the volume. That would be hype. That would be really, really hype. But now I'm wondering, because we all know that Act 3 needs to be ending relatively soon. And most of us assume that like Act 3 is most likely going to end in tragedy. I think most of us have come to that agreement based on the way Kabuki plays work, based on the 5-act structure. I think a lot of people agree that Act 3 is most likely going to end in tragedy, and then we'll, boom, go into Act 4 with a continuation of everything. That's my guess. Because while this is a hype moment for Luffy, and you get the thing with Joy Boy, and the stuff with Roger and all that, I don't see Luffy beating Kaido with a Gear 3 attack. I don't. I think this is a cool way to show off a new attack for Luffy moving into the actual fight. You know what I'm saying? It is also, I gotta say, this is kind of cool. I don't know if anyone's brought this up yet, but now that we know that Kaido is a fish, if you think back to the very beginning of One Piece, the first thing that Luffy punches that we see, you know, the Sea King monster thing, back in the East Blue, he punches the eel, and then now, Chapter 1000, he's punching a fish once again. Obviously, the stakes are way higher. This fish is the strongest beast alive on land, on sea, or in the air. But it's cool that it got mirrored in that way. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. You got it. Starts with Luffy punching a fish, ends with Luffy punching a fish. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. Oh, man. I like it. Also, really weird. I don't know if you guys noticed this on the panel with King and Queen and Marco. It looks like Queen's neck is robotic. He's got like an extender on his neck somehow. You could see like a spring coming out of his neck with a little like wench attached to it. Very odd. Okay, so he's a cyborg brontosaurus. All right. That also makes sense considering the fact that Queen, you know, is a tinkerer. We saw this the very first time that we saw Queen tinkering around with stuff. So that's kind of cool. And I really did like the moment of Yamato telling everything about Oden to Momonosuke in front of the statue that Yamato and Ace destroyed. I think that's pretty cool. I'm also, not surprised by the fact that Queen has a robotic neck when we saw a gun come out of his mouth before. I feel like this was already kind of implied. That's not really like a new reveal. Yeah, I mean, I think it was a good chapter. I think it was a really, really good chapter of One Piece. I think it was a really good chapter of One Piece. I think it hits the milestone in the right way, brings everything full circle. It's a great moment for Luffy. I love the fact that it's titled Straw Hat Luffy. But again, honestly, if I'm just being real, I am somewhat underwhelmed. I think it was a good chapter, really good chapter, but somewhat underwhelming. That's how I feel. That's how I feel. Let me see what the chat is saying now. We have Gamer in here saying, Luffy has a secret dream we don't know about, since he said the same words as Roger, and Roger never said he wanted to become king of the pirates. Well, yo, you're too real, Roger? I'm not. I'm being honest. I'm being honest. It was a good hype chapter, but I'd be lying if I said that it wasn't. I don't know. I didn't expect anything. I don't know. I don't want to be a Debbie Downer because I still like the chapter. I just think it was really overhyped to us a little too much. Yeah. He ignored 2 Yonkos in this chapter. I mean, he's done that before. This is Luffy. I'm not shook by the fact that Luffy's like, I'm not going to deal with you right now. I'm going to go talk to Kinemon. That doesn't Like, that's expected at this point. You know what I mean? I feel like that's to be expected at this point. Luffy should be expected to be ignoring other Yonko at this point. If Luffy is truly an Emperor of the Sea, that is to be expected. Luffy's been doing this. It's not like it's new that Luffy's just, you know, throwing off Big Mom or trying to ignore Kaido or, you know, acting a little too big for his britches. That's Luffy. That's how Luffy is as a person. That's why we love Luffy. So that to me is not like some amazing hype moment. That's to be expected. That's peak Luffy. That's how Luffy is. It's badass, but it's Luffy. Of course. Of course. Yeah. Do I think Luffy hurt Kaido? We're going to have to wait and see, to be honest with you. We see blood, but we saw blood when the scabbards cut him too. And then all of a sudden, next chapter, Kaido was like, oh yeah, I'm not actually bleeding. So, maybe. Yeah, I do wonder though what the dream was that Roger and Luffy shared. I do wonder. To free the world, or I don't know. I'm excited. But obviously that relates to that scene that we saw during the Oden flashback that everybody theorized on that happened all the way back with Luffy and Sabo and Ace. Look at Kaido's teeth. They're cracked. Are they? I think that's just literally a line on the page. You see one strand of hair coming off of Kaido. He does look shaken. But do I think it really, really hurt him? No. I think next chapter is going to be the beginning of the fight. I think next chapter is where like the really, really good stuff comes in. Yeah. His teeth don't look cracked to me. I'm zooming in. I don't see it. I see blood coming out. Yeah. Ashwa said, yeah, the dream they've mentioned would be to be the most free person. Luffy's mentioned it before. Well, that's, like I said, that goes in line with all the stuff with the Pirate King. I mean, like, again, that's to be assumed. They want to be the most free in all the sea, of course. Of course. Roger, in chapter 505, all the supernovas were in the auction house, and now at 1,000, they're all fighting Kaido and Big Mom. Did you guys read Oda's message? It was lovely. I did. It was really good. Yeah, 999 and 1,000 are connected. That's right. The Sake chapter going into Straw Hat Luffy. Because I think the last chapter, didn't it end? I'm going to go back to 999 real quick. It ended with the sake I brewed to drink with you. You could put a comma there and then say Straw Hat Luffy, which is kind of nice. No, man. I mean, it was a good chapter. It was a really good chapter. But I assumed there was going to be like some massive reveal, and we didn't necessarily get that. But it's still good nonetheless. I think the other thing too, and this is again to be expected, it's One Piece. Like I've come to expect this at this point. I think the other thing too is the moment was set up so well, with Kinemon laying there, Luffy holding Kinemon in his arms, Law arriving, everybody getting there. And then finally, you know, him saying, are you okay, Kinemon? Are you all right? Kinemon being worried that Oden wasn't going to be proud of all of them. Then Luffy looking down at him. It would have been the perfect moment for Luffy to be like, don't worry, I've got this. You can rest now. And then Kinemon and the rest of them can die happy. Like, that would have been beautiful. But, like, Law just snapping his fingers and they're all there. And they're safe. I don't love it. I don't love it. But it's to be expected. It's to be expected. You know what I mean? It's to be expected. It's interesting the lineup that you've got right there on the roof now too, because you've got Luffy, you've got Zoro, you've got Killer, you've got Kid, you got Law, with Big Mom and Kaido. If Luffy's doing Gear 3 Red Rock attacks that are damaging Kaido, if this actually damages Kaido, realistically, I think these 5 characters could beat him. I do. Especially if something happens with Big Mom. If Big Mom's like, the situation's getting too hairy, I'm out, and she leaves, she actually gets out of there and leaves, and you've got the 5 of them versus Kaido, I think he goes down here. I do. You get the worst generation versus the Yonko. Yeah. Yeah. And Oda did mention, to be fair, in his editor notes, he did mention that Shanks is going to be making moves this year. Now, I'm not expecting a lot of big things from this. We talked about this a little bit during my ranking stream as well, when I ranked every chapter that came out in 2020. I did mention during that stream that could be any number of things. That could be an interim chapter moving from Act 3 into Act 4, where Shanks says, I'm going after Blackbeard. It could be Shanks arriving in Wano country. It could be Shanks coming face to face with Blackbeard already. It could be literally any number of things. And I'm not going to set my expectations for it. I think if we've learned anything from not only this situation or all the previous situations, it is to not set your expectations too high. Because I think we as a community, a lot of the time, start talking about it, start hyping things up, and then you get to the actual moment, and you're like, oh, this is good, but not necessarily what I was expecting. You know, people for a long time people are still saying this for whatever reason. When it's very clear to me, Oda said, I'm going to introduce a lurking legend. And that year we get Emu and Rocks. And to this day, people are still like, well, who was the lurking legend? It was Emu and Rocks. It happened. We didn't get a lot of information on them, but we know they exist now. So I think it's sort of the same type of situation. Like, don't expect a huge story arc with Shanks this year. Don't expect any of that stuff. It's literally just gonna be maybe one panel or two. And that's it. Yeah. Oda's gonna hold off on the deaths until the end of Act 3, says Hydrogen. The supernovas will probably lose alongside the Scabbards dying. I don't think the Scabbards are dying anymore. I really don't. I don't really think the Scabbards are dying, to be honest. Yeah. You're going to catch flack for your opinions on this chapter, as always, in the YouTube comments. I don't care at this point. I don't care. I'd rather be honest. I'd rather be honest than be faking it. I'd rather be honest than be faking it, to be honest with you. That's it. End of the day, it's so funny because people will say that on some of my reactions. They'll be like, oh, you're faking it, whatever, this is trash. I'm not. Because you'll get chapters where I'm like, oh, no, this was really good. Or, oh, I expected more, or I did this thing. You know. It doesn't matter. There's no way of winning. Once you're at a certain point, there's no way of winning. And all you could do is just sort of roll with the punches and be like, ah, whatever, it doesn't matter. They don't know me. They're here. They're fly-by-night commenters, whatever. It's fine. Doesn't matter. Everybody who's watched any of my videos knows I love One Piece. It's literally one of my favorite series of all time. All right? So I love it. I'm here to support it. I'm excited for the moment. I'm excited to be living in the moment of Chapter 1000. Of course. But again, I would be lying if I did not say that it was not, that it didn't completely live up to my expectations. That's it. How can you possibly think a tragedy will come? Kabuki act structure. Look it up. 5-act play. 5-act play. Yeah. What if Yamato didn't mean Roger, but Joy Boy? Literally all connected. That's what we're talking about. You literally get that moment at the very end of the chapter of Luffy in silhouette looking like Joy Boy putting on a straw hat. I mean, you get that at the end of the chapter. We know that Roger was waiting for a certain person to be born. We know that Roger and Luffy both had the dream of being the most free in the world. We know this. They all want to be the Pirate King, all this stuff. We know this. Everything's connected. It's the inherited will, man. It's all the inherited will. Yeah. Garrett Morgan said, play the OSTs when you reread this. It makes it so much better. Well, I mean, I'm just excited. I'm seriously really, really excited to see this in the anime. Yeah. Also, again, I want to clarify for people. I enjoyed it, but even if I didn't enjoy it as much as you enjoy it, that's okay, man. That's all good. We can enjoy things the way we enjoy things. That's it. If certain chapters are more hype to me than they are to you, that's all good. We're all here for the same reason. We love One Piece. That's it. That's it. Again, I think 999 sort of blew it out of the water. 999, the fish thing, is still wild to me. Yeah. Rox wanted to be king of the world. Emu wants to be king of the world. They're both introduced at the same time. Seems as if they're the same person. I wouldn't go that far, Godpain. Thank you, by the way, for your donation. Thank you to everybody who's been subscribing and cheering. Thank you very, very much. Greatly appreciate that. Let me see. What's going on here? Tyler Drummond said, Chapter 1000. You know I have to say it. Wano doesn't miss. I thought this chapter was perfect. At its core, One Piece will always be about Luffy. So Chapter 1000 was aptly named and about Straw Hat Luffy. I loved it. Hashtag Yamato for Straw Hat. Thank you, Oda. Agree. Thank you, Oda, indeed. Thank you to Tom, by the way, for subscribing, saying Killer Top 30 confirmed. I don't know about that one, Chief. I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one. Artie says the silhouette shot is also a reference to Shanks giving him the hat in Chapter 1. Sure. Thank you, by the way, to all the people gifting subs in the chat today. Doppler Effect, Rusty Dull, everybody, dude, this is incredible. Thank you for all your support today. Sam, the Gum Man, thank you very, very much. To everybody who's been subscribing on stream, to everybody who's been supporting, thank you once again to everybody who's watching the live stream on Twitch right now, despite the fact that we're banned on YouTube. Thank you for being here. Thank you. I was really genuinely concerned. I'm like, man, people aren't going to find it. People aren't going to want to come over to Twitch. And you guys have been coming over to Twitch, and I greatly, greatly appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Poof says, when do you think Tama's going to be making her move? We already saw Tama making moves. Micho said, put it to you this way. If this wasn't the 1000th chapter, it would have been an okay chapter that builds a lot of anticipation. Exactly. It's made better by the fact that it's the milestone chapter. Absolutely. Wait, are you seriously banned from streaming on YouTube? You guys don't know this? So yes. Maybe I should clarify this while we're in a live stream right now. Yes, the reason why I'm not streaming this on YouTube and why it's on Twitch right now is because in case you somehow missed the news, despite the fact I uploaded tons of videos on the topic, my live streams on Twitch, my live streams on YouTube have been banned until March due to not using a filter in the latest solo leveling stream. People asked me and spammed me to not use filters in those streams, so I didn't use it for the last one, despite being okay with Tappy Toon. And what happened? We got a copyright strike. Now I can't stream on YouTube until March, so that's why we're streaming on Twitch instead of on YouTube. So, yeah. So we'll be back in March on YouTube, but until then, all the live streams are going to be here on Twitch. So, yes. Thank you for asking, chat. Yeah. I feel like most of you should have known that by now, though. If you watched any of my recent videos, it's also in the comment section of all my recent videos. It is crucially important if you're watching this on YouTube right now to be following me on Twitch and on my second channel. There is a link as the pinned comment on this video. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you are following me on both platforms. There was also tons of news on Twitter, so yeah, make sure you're following me on Twitter as well. So yeah, no Noblesse, solo leveling, One Piece, whatever. There's no live streams on YouTube until March 13th. And then after March 13th, we're going to get back to live streaming on YouTube. I think One Piece fans are going to be really happy because I've got a lot of really cool One Piece ideas for things that are going to be happening on YouTube in March. Obviously, we've got a new Reverie coming up, but I also have a new plan for a series that I'll probably talk about to my Twitch chat after we're done recording this reaction. And then we'll be good to go. Yeah. Tori also brings up a good point. Why did Momonosuke say D, like D-E-E, instead of D? I was wondering about that during this chapter. So you're referring to the moment on page 5 of the official release, saying D, ... question mark, and this is in my father's journal. I don't know. Maybe he's hearing it as a name, and so phonetically, it's written D-E-E. I really don't know. Obviously, he's referring to D like the will of D, but I'm sure it's just written D-E-E because Momonosuke doesn't know exactly what Yamato's referring to. I'm sure he just misunderstood it. Well, no. Yeah, he might not know any better, exactly. He doesn't know anything about the will of D. Red Smile said, you missed my last donation about the poll. It's so obvious and perfect. What is? Let me check that out real quick. Hold on. Still, most people didn't even think about it. The chapter could have been about 100 things and Oda still would have made... wait, what's going on here? You missed my last donation about the poll. It's so obvious and it's perfect. And still, most people didn't even think about it. This chapter could have been about hundreds of things and Oda still made it the most One Piece. I don't really know what you mean, Red Smile. I don't really know what you mean. It was just D in the original Japanese, so I think it's because his face was swollen. Oh! I could see that. I I like how chapter 999 on the cover were all straw hats and a lot of money and stuff, and then chapter 1000 is just Luffy, like in the chapter. The biggest milestone in One Piece belongs to its main character, Luffy. DL says, seriously, no one's talking about Yamato making the Viver cards? Surely this is important. I mean, we discussed that when the chapter happened. You know, we talked about that. I think it's cool. Yeah. But is Yamato going to be making more Viver cards? Yamato's not the only one who knows how to make Viver cards, because we've seen other Viver cards in the series before. So it's cool that Yamato made aces. That's a nice little reveal. But yeah. Tappy announced on Twitter they'll do something about the different strikes on YouTube. That wasn't Tappy that was Webtoon. But I appreciate you being updated on the news. But that was Webtoon, not Tappy. The Chapter 1000 color spread is a callback to the Chapter 100 spread as well. And Brew says, isn't the only other Viver card from Big Mom? Huh? We've seen plenty of Viver cards. Sabo made Viver cards back in Dressrosa. We've seen multiple other Viver cards in the series. This is nothing new. I think. See, I'm not gonna get into it. I don't want to put a damper. I don't want to put a damper on the festivities. I think people are looking for things to be hype about in terms of reveals in this chapter, and so they're forgetting things that have already been revealed before. Like, we already knew that thing where Luffy and Roger talk about their dreams in the same way. We already saw other characters giving new Viver cards. I think people are looking for things to be excited. You don't have to look for things to be excited about. You can just be excited for the fact that it's chapter 1000. It's a good Luffy chapter. That's it. Yeah, I don't think people need to look for things to be excited for in this chapter. The chapter could be good enough on its own. Obviously, I had a good time reading the chapter, and it's fun discussing it with all of you. But I think that's good. I think people really don't need to look into finding reveals to make the chapter better or to try to convince people that it was better. It doesn't need to be. It's chapter 1000. It's already going to be a milestone chapter no matter what. I truly believe 1001 is going to be more hype for me personally. If you're a huge Luffy stan and this is a chapter that really spoke to you, that's awesome. And again, I like the chapter. I'm not saying it was bad. But considering the way it's been built up and all the different reveals and things, the fact that I didn't scream in a Pillow-sama once, I don't know. Again, I'm just excited that it's chapter 1000. I'm glad that we waited this long. I feel like, I don't know, I've been following One Piece for so long that the fact that we're finally here is hype. And I don't necessarily need another reveal or people like point out something that I already know for me to be happy about it. I'm just here happy about the fact that One Piece has reached 1000, and that's it. And that's it. And I happen to personally think 999 was a better, more shocking chapter. But I do like the Red Rock thing. Best Agent also pointed out something regarding Luffy's new technique. Red Rock reminds us of the origin of the One Piece story. Rock is the legendary bird in the Middle East. Oda already made it appear as the mysterious bird Rook in Romance Dawn, known as the prototype for One Piece. Red Rock is a really, really cool name for this memorial of chapter 1000. Agreed. Yeah, it was a plain and simple chapter. It was good. Exactly. Well, I think that about wraps it up. Best chapter of 2021. Yo, you know what? Absolutely. You know what? We could say that definitively. This is chapter 1000 is the best chapter of One Piece in 2021. Hands down. No other question comes close. It's the best chapter of One Piece in 2021. Absolute best chapter. Nothing else comes close. We could say that. Chapter of the year, right? Oh man. No, I mean, it was fun. I just think it's fun, like, looking back and seeing these big moments for Luffy. I think for me, the thing I'm most hyped to see is the supernovas on the roof. Seeing Killer and Kid and Luffy and Zoro and Law standing there, like that moment on page 10 and page 11 of the official release reminds me of that awesome moment in Skypiea where you've got Zoro and the remainder from the game, from Eneru's game, standing there in the ruins of Skypiea. That, to me, reminds me of this. I love it. I love it. I love it. That shot is really cool. I want to see someone colorize that, and I want to make it my background. I feel like there's just a lot of really good shots here. That shot of Luffy holding Kinemon on the very next page too is just so good. Like I said, I think that would be my only complaint. I might have been a little underwhelmed, but there's no real, there's no complaints that I have about the chapter. I think it was good. But if I had a complaint about the chapter, it would be teleporting the scabbards and them not actually dying. That, to me, I think would be my one major complaint. Because I think you have the moment to do it. It's set up here. I think he could have gone all out and done it. But I still really like the chapter. Plain and simple, it was a good chapter. All right, we're wrapping this up. Thank you once again, everybody. Thank you for being here for my live reaction. I'll make sure to upload this to YouTube ASAP. Thank you for being here. I feel like this was also a review discussion, so I'm going to title this like One Piece Chapter 1000 review discussion, all that stuff. Because I don't think there's really anything else to review in this chapter. It was a hype Luffy chapter. We got the Red Rock attack. I think we've talked about all the major points of the chapter. And I think we're good to go there. So thank you very much for tuning in. Of course, I'll be back throughout the course of the rest of the week with more content for you guys. I'm still in the process of moving, so please be patient with me. And of course, if you want to catch any of my live streams, they'll be on twitch.tv/RogersBase until March. So like, comment, subscribe, and until next time, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye, everybody.